The important thing for us is not only for patient to get a good treatment. They certainly bring 10 or maybe 100 more patients who will leave here happy as themselves. Aesthetic treatments are actually not commercial treatments, they are treatments that touch people's lives. And we are touching people's lives here doing what we do. Hello, I am Hakan Tetik. Clinic was established 23 years ago in the field of hair transplantation. Later on, it added the services of medical aesthetic to its service range, and continues to provide service to customer for each aesthetic field whatever the patient needs for. Hakan Tetik started its journey 10 years ago to provide these aesthetic services that has to the foreign patients with the same quality. And with the authorization certificate it holds, it can provide services like accommodation, transfer, translator, travel health insurance that the patients need. Providing these aesthetic treatments, it also provides services to patients like accommodation, transfer, translator support, travel health insurance. Our priority is to provide a safe area for foreign patients and represent our country to foreign countries. Thanks to that, both our companies having health tourism authorization certificate. It can provide services in the fields except the needed treatments like accommodation, transfer, translator support, travel health insurance to the foreign patients. The procedure goes like this in health tourism. Patient contact us and then we help the patient for anything that they might need. From the moment the patient land here, there is always a translator to support them. We pick them up from the airport and check them into hotel, and then we bring them to our clinic. All tests, consultations, meetings with the specialist and the physician take place before the procedure. Then, when the patient goes under operation, a translator is absolutely there with the patient during the procedure. The communication of patient with the team is so important. In this sense, our translator functions as a bridge between patient, team, doctor or rest of the staff. After the procedures are completed, the patient again is checked into the hotel. We support them in the hotel too, in case they need something. And we are working with Hotel Garden Inn, a 4-star hotel. For continuity, we prefer chain hotels, and do not change the hotel we are working with, because the familiarity of the hotels is important for the patients to feel safe. The names of these hotels are known in foreign countries and the patients can feel safe here. After the treatment procedure is finished, we pick the patient up from here or their hotel and transfer them to the airport. We escort the patient all the time, beginning from landing at the airport till they board the plane. The treatment process doesn't end when the patient goes back to their country. The patient to feel cared of at the post-op and in their country and take support from our clinic after treatment is so important for us. As we provide service for many years in health tourism field, we are familiar with the patients from all cultures. Thus, we already know what kind of attitude does the patient need before they come here. Our clinic's treatment and service logic is to make sure the patient leave here happy. The country where the patient comes has no meaning for us actually. Maintaining the patient pleasure goes the same way for each culture. We think about opening partner clinics or offices, especially in the countries like England, Germany, and Netherlands. because it is very important for us to create an area for our patient to easily access at the post-op, and this is an option that will make the patient feel safer. I have a patient I never forget. It was a period that his life goes bad, and he was not feeling well psychologically. As human being, we need to make a change for ourselves in these type of times. He came to our clinic as the last hope. He had not much of a hope in his life actually. He didn't know he was gonna have this much of a change. During the operation process, he was nervous, and I always tried to make him calm and told him everything will be so good. And it happened as I said. 1 year later this patient came to our clinic just to visit us. He came here to get checked, show us his hair and take photos with us. And I never forget the happiness on his face. When looked from outside, aesthetic treatments seem to be done for commercial purposes. But it ain't like that. Because we all go through anxiety due to our look. These aesthetic anxiety affects our lives greatly. Some things we are uncomfortable with, inborn things, or things that are out of our hands, things that occur due to genetic reasons. all the things caused by traumas and stress we go through in life actually affects the entire of our lives. And we may be not noticing that its effect is this huge while living. Thus, aesthetic treatments are actually not commercial treatments, they are treatments that touch people's lives. And we are touching people's lives here doing what we do. As Turkey, we own a great potential in health tourism. Because we live in a charming location both as health and tourism. We have many experienced and qualified hospitals and doctors. And for tourism, we are the common point for tourists from many countries. In spite of all these things, we are not at the deserved point, and I think the reason is wrong treatments made by under-the-counter institutions. And I think both as the country and us, the institutions who do this job well deserving, if we do everything we can on these wrong treatments made by these under-the-counter institutions, we will gain a high acceleration. USTTAK is an institution who does great works in health tourism. And we are very happy to be a part of the Health Tourism Stars project. These type of projects make a good step to put Turkey's important institutions on the map for health tourism. In the health tourism team, we have a translator team of 6 to support patients in the languages of English, Russian, German, French, Spanish. Other than these, we actually provide service to foreign patients with 80 people including transfer personnel, specialists, and assisted services. In health tourism, I think we should always put ourselves in patients' place and then act. We keep you in the focus while choosing our colleagues who have made careers in the field of health. With our advanced RVED center, expert team, fully equipped clinics, we have an experienced staff that performs health tourism in 15 languages and many countries. Our institution, which acts with the motto of surgery, medical aesthetics, and healthy beauty in many areas, especially hair implant, always assumes the role of pioneer and guide in the sector. You may need to make some changes to your physical appearance, but you may be avoiding surgical interventions. Aesthetic interventions that do not require surgery constitute the field of medical aesthetic treatments. Solutions are created to the problems of patients with such treatments, but these solutions may not be permanent. For an aesthetic intervention to be long-lasting and permanent, surgical intervention is required. Among the medical aesthetic applications that are important to be applied by experienced and expert physicians, we can count applications such as Botox, dermal filling, peeling, laser treatments, and microneedles. Medical aesthetic treatments can be used as a solution in the treatment of aesthetic problems that have not progressed much. The rapid healing process, the absence of surgical cuts, and the absence of anesthesia are the advantages of medical aesthetic applications. In some cases, patients may also want to experience change by applying one of the medical treatments. When they want the resulting change to be long-lasting, surgical intervention opportunities are also evaluated if all conditions are appropriate. The most important thing for the patient to pay attention to is to consult the knowledge of a specialist plastic surgeon to learn the technique and treatment conditions that best suit his needs. In addition to changing the shape of the nose in medical aesthetic applications, there are many disfigurement solutions. What are the types of medical aesthetics? Looking good and being beautiful is something almost all people want. The demand generated by this request supports the continuous development of aesthetic treatments with new technologies. Today, the desired physical change can be achieved by numerous methods that respond to the needs of both men and women.